HIMARS, High Mobility Artillery Rocket Systems, several kind of howitzers from the US, France, Britain, and Germany, anti-ship missiles from Denmark, air defense systems from Britain and Germany. This is a summary of Western supply of weapons that is heading for Ukraine in the coming weeks and which should turn the tide against the Russian invaders. As Russia's invasion of Ukraine reached its 100-day mark, the United States government announced that it would send powerful new artillery systems to Ukrainian troops fighting in the country's southeastern and eastern fronts, as well as radar systems and a number of additional weapons as the war condenses into a brutal slog to push Russia out of the Donbas and surrounding areas. Russian officials, for their part, have claimed that the new weapons package represents a provocation from the West. "We believe that the United States is deliberately and diligently pouring fuel on the fire," Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said. The HIMARS have been at the top of Ukraine's wish list, even more so than the fighter jets they were calling for in the beginning of the war. That's because the battlefield has changed dramatically as Russia shifted and reorganized its assets to fight in the Donbas region. That means a move away from urban environments, where poor planning on Russia's part weakened its offensive, and Ukrainian troops familiar with the territory had the advantage. It's increasingly clear that no one side is winning the war. As opposed to the fast-moving initial weeks of the invasion, when outsiders thrilled to the idea of the scrappy Ukrainian forces dealing blow after surprising blow to the bigger, better-kitted Russian forces. But the fight for the Donbas has become a war of a mile a day, a back-and-forth battle over territory more like World War I than the fast-paced campaigns of February and March. Now the impetus for sending the HIMARS is twofold. The new weapons systems provide greater standoff capabilities, the ability to keep battlefield distance between two forces, about double that of the howitzer. Second, HIMARS represent a massive upgrade in firepower. When used strategically, the impact is similar to airstrike lethality. The Russian military has its own MLRS, but the US weapons are farther reaching, more accurate than the Soviet-designed systems. But as of now, without the advanced weapons systems the US has promised Ukraine, Russia has some clear battlefield advantages. It's not that Russia has gotten better, it's just a concentrated force in an area more amiable to Russian strengths. Because the fighting is much closer to Russia's territory, there are shorter supply lines and limited airstrikes used more effectively. They can run these quick ops and head back to base with a lower risk, higher reward calculus. In Donbas, the battles are happening at greater distances. Right now, Ukrainian troops are really hampered in terms of range. If you know where a target is, you have to be able to reach it. In other words, Ukraine may have the intelligence about where a crucial Russian target is, but a howitzer just can't get there without putting Ukrainian troops at increased risk. At this moment in the war, sending the HIMARS makes the most sense. However, the new systems aren't immediately going to win the war for Ukraine, but once they get on the battlefield, the four systems could help Ukrainian troops regain momentum, but we won't see the impact for at least another month. After the weapons do make it to Ukrainian troops, it will take around 3 weeks for them to be trained on the systems before they're put to use on the battlefield against Russian forces. On Friday, it appeared that moment couldn't come quickly enough, as Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu threatened to accelerate Russia's special military operation in a meeting with head of the Chechen Republic Ramzan Kadyrov. According to a briefing from the Institute for the Study of War, Shoigu didn't provide specifics, but in their assessment, Russian forces will likely be unable to launch more advanced operations given the enormous investment in equipment and troops it would take. However, Ukrainian losses are piling up, with between 60 and 100 soldiers dying each day, President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a speech this past week. And Russia has ramped up its scorched earth tactics in the Donbas, pummeling cities like Severodonetsk, preventing evacuations and resupply, in a nightmarish repeat of its siege of Mariupol. But now the Russian massing of fighters in the Donbas has turned momentum briefly, although getting the HIMARS onto the battlefield will result in more dead Russian generals, translating to an ever more disorganized Russian fighting force. The path to victory is unraveling. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week gets 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.